Welcome back to another episode of Encounter This? Wait.
Welcome back to Session 2 of Duality, created by Matt from Mimics and Misfits. If you've listened to our previous episode, you should know kind of what to expect. If you haven't, go listen to it.
Hi, my name's Freeman, and I remember a working title for Uncharted North that I was reminded by Mimics and Misfits, and it was Hosers and Hobgoblins.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
I still miss it. It's a fun one.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I'm Cam, and I specifically went for full round action gaming just to spell out frag.
That's clever.
I love it.
I made my podcast Inter-Party Conflict and then months later realized that it's actually should have been intra-party conflict. I had several people point that out to me, but it was far too late by that point.
No way.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah. Gabe just had beef with other podcasts. Like, fuck you guys.
Well, it came from when I was first getting into D&D. I remember I was trying to start a new group with a friend of mine. We were at a local bookstore, and this guy was listening in on us talk about D&D, and he mentioned that he played for a long time, and we invited him to play with us. And he was like, just a warning, I'm the kind of person that tends to stir up inter-party conflict. And at the time, I was like, well, I don't want that. But,
Yeah.
you know, looking back, it's like, I mean...
The phrase stuck, yeah.
Yeah, the phrase stuck. So it was a good name.
That mistake's better than the one I assumed, which I assumed that you had a bit of a dyslexic moment where the abbreviation matched your favorite musical group, Insane Clown Posse.
Nope.
Nope, not that one? Okay.
Nope, not that one.
No Fago.
I do like Fago, but... Anyway, Matt, tell us what we're going to be doing today.
Also, James is here.
Oh, and James is here. Hey, James.
Yeah.
The listeners know. They can feel his aura.
I'm James, and I am also here. I do not thrive in chaos.
I'm Matt, and I came back for another one of these. We're doing a second game because...
You masochist.
Pretty much. We are back for another game of Duality, which is a 2d6 fail-forward system where you cross universes between two types of tabletop settings. Today's setting will be Western, like Wild West, and horror, and comes with a content warning. This adventure features psychological horror elements that may make some players and listeners uncomfortable. The themes include, but are not limited to, corpses, hearing voices, corporal punishment, and the aftermath of torture. If you are uncomfortable with any of these themes, thanks for listening this far. Fast forward to the end and make the episode count for the lovely folks at Uncharted North and see what they have next time. If those don't make you uncomfortable, I hope you're ready. The door to a tavern swings open, and you hear that floorboard speak. Another stranger come to town. Mark 6 now in as many days. You see Willard's eyes light up at the squeak, marking an outlander. Evening, sir. Tankard for you? He reaches beneath the counter, pulling a dusty mug, and giving it a swift wipe with a filthy rag. Ain't no sir, and I don't want your overpriced swill. They tip their hat towards you, Cam. It's Mix, and I'll take a water at that table. As you stare at them in their audacity, you see it. Ripples as they walk by the window, shimmers as they pass a mirror. You cast a sidelong glance at the mirror and catch your reflection and find that theirs does not match. Instead, on the other side, you see a twisted face, mocking you. Patrons in the bar show no signs of reactions, all of their reflections acting normally, except you look across to another table, see two figures seated together, as their reflections make faces of them as well. Cam, would you like to go ahead and describe your character?
Character is named Griswold Hawthorne, and they have flint gray eyes with shaggy hair that is turning salt and pepper. There is a spiderweb of scars crisscrossing their face, weathered by countless days in the sun and the wind. They stand still tall with good posture, their shoulders held back, and he has the swagger of a person that is not afraid to get physical, but is also initially going to attempt to use his mind to overcome his, shall we say, difficulties in life.
Difficulties in life are often found in the town of Gristmill, and just confirming, Griswold Hawthorne goes by he, they pronouns.
Correct.
All right. And who else at the table? There are two other people in the crowd that you lock eyes with. Who are those people at the table?
Effective partner in crime, Lyle Lovelace, is sitting at the table with Griswold. He is dressed in kind of dirty and old, but as well maintained as can be, sort of simple black vest and black shirt and black trousers. Has a pocket watch chain hanging from a pocket and somewhere else, like, very typical garb of someone who's trying to evoke some sort of professionalism in the frontier West. A little bit of a bowler hat sitting on the table.
Freeman back with the hats.
Back with the hats. But more importantly, sitting right next to his chair is a nice big bag that has a wide mouth that opens at the top with these metal sort of like linings and clasps that you would recognize as a medical bag, basically, because he is a sawbones in this world, a makeshift sort of rudimentary doctor, or self-proclaimed anyway.
Lyle pronouns he, him?
He, him, yeah. And perhaps only Griswold knows that Lyle harbors a dream to one day own a boat and a pony, and to ride on the seas with his pony on the boat.
A boat's a boat, but a mystery box could be anything. It could even be
a boat. Lyle, I have a question for you. Where did your last patient go? Because I'm going to be honest with you here, friend. I didn't see them leave your place of business.
Oh, they left. Of course they left. It's just some of them stayed behind.
I see.
You know me, always in need of a few extra things to study afterwards.
Of course. It makes sense to me. And Griswold is flipping, like in a 3-card Monty, just as like a nervous tick, just tapping them back and forth, just flipping them, catching them, stacking them together, and then rearranging them as he looks over to one of the other people in the reflection, catching their eye.
I'll say my character is also seated at this table. My character is Peter Behrens. Everybody in town who's spent any amount of time here probably knows who I am, because my family is one of the families that built this town. The Behrens family has always had wealth, status. There have been rumors that this wealth and status came from some otherworldly source, but no definite evidence of such. But Peter is a genial type of man, always finely dressed. He's got a nice bolo tie. He's got a 3-piece suit. His hat, which is also sitting on the table, is a gambler style, so it's sort of a cowboy hat, but without it's not pinched in the middle. It's just like flat on the top. And he's sitting there, and he's got a little journal in hand, making some notes, sipping a drink. He's taken a bit of a notice to the gentleman that just walked into the bar and the strange air about him, but so far has not reacted to it.
As a brief note, the person who entered the bar identified that they do go by they, them pronouns.
Oh, apologies.
No, all good. And James, where are you in this little saloon in a dusty town?
Gaspar LePage is hunched over at the bar, trying to keep as low profile as they possibly can, even though they have quite a large size to them.
All right, and just double checking, Peter is he, him, and Gaspar is they, them?
No, Gaspar is he, him.
Okay.
Peter is he, him, correct.
So you all find yourselves at early morning at the Rock Lizard Lounge. It serves its purpose as the town's watering hole, the dust lingering in the air, making for many a parched patron. Doors throughout the building hang on crooked hinges that creak open, reveal an out-of-tune piano on a raised platform just before you reach the bar. Despite the town's meager resources, all manner of liquid relief lay behind the counter at the Rock Lizard. Willard, a portly man in his late 60s, tends the bar and keeps up the rooms as best he can by keeping folks out on the deck where they belong. The Outlander heads for your table, passing Gaspar in the process, doffs their hat as they zero in on an open chair and pulls out a deck of cards. What do you say to a friendly wager? Nice round of cards, winner gets a free drink.
Peter sits up and sets his journal down and says, I don't think we've been acquainted. What was your name? And he reaches his hand out.
Ah, fair. Yes, you are correct. I am Noel, and will shake your hand as they sit down in the chair. And you can see a trail of dust that cascades from their coat as they shrug out of it, when you hear the familiar thump of a pistol that bumps against their chair. So, you in?
I shake Noel's hand and say, I'm in. It'll settle some of this boredom that's come across the town lately. The name's Barons, Peter Barons.
One of them Barons?
One of them.
All right. I guess I should have wagered more than a drink, but next time.
We can talk about next time, of course. And I do take out my change purse or something and toss a couple coins down for the pot.
Okay.
And Lyle leans over to Griswold. I've always wondered what makes a Baron tick.
I reckon it's the same thing as everyone else. The heart, the lungs, and the humors.
Ain't that the truth?
And Griswold is going to stand up and tuck his chair back in and go and stand behind Peter.
And gives him a back massage.
God damn it, Freeman.
Sorry. I gotta break it up somehow.
Gaspar will slide into the empty chair.
Well, round of cards for everyone? And Noel gestures to the lot of you.
Deal up?
Oh, I reckon I could sit in if there's room at the table.
Oh, there's always room. We got more hands and cards and plenty to go around. And Noel will just walk over to the other table and steal 2 chairs that everyone can sit. I'm going to ask everybody to roll 2d6 and then deafen so I can tell you one by one what your cards are. Freeman, you pull the Queen of Diamonds and the Queen of Hearts.
Okay.
James.
Howdy.
With a 10, you draw the 10 of Diamonds and the King of Diamonds. Gabe.
Yes.
You draw the 10 of Hearts and the King of Hearts.
Right.
Ham.
Yo.
You draw the Queen of Clubs and the Ace of Clubs.
Okay.
Everybody has their cards. You see that Noel has 2 in front of them. And the flop comes down. The 3 of Hearts, the Ace of Spades, and the 5 of Clubs. So, anybody feeling good? Think you're enjoying what you got here?
So I'm not sure how you want the mechanics to go, Matt, but I would like to raise, I guess.
Okay.
I'm feeling good. I want to...
You're going to toss down some money?
Move forward. I'll toss down some more money, yeah.
All right. Keeping it going, the turn is the Jack of Spades. There's 1 card left to be pulled.
Refresher, what all is out on the table right now?
On the table right now is the 3 of Hearts, the Ace of Spades, the 5 of Clubs, and the Jack of Spades.
Gaspar will raise pot.
Okay. Well, you're a bold group here.
I'll match or whatever. I'll stay in there. I'm feeling good about this.
Real quick, can I attempt to palm one of my cards to get a more favorable card?
Ooh. You can, and Freeman, this is the point where your preparation could come in handy.
Yep. If only I knew how to use it.
You let me know if you want to exchange one or both of your cards.
I don't know if I should or shouldn't.
At the least on a sliding scale, you know that you got an 8 and James got a 10. So there is a likelihood that James has a better hand than out of game.
Okay, got you. Let me swap both out. As what very little I know, I think maybe if I can swap both out, I can do better.
Okay. And
But I've also completely lost track of what's on the table, so.
you do successfully swap your 2 cards for 2 more cards.
Okay.
What's your secrecy here, Griswold?
My secrecy is +1. You want me to roll it quick?
Yeah, go ahead. 2d6 plus 1, please.
8.
Are you swapping one or both?
Just 1.
Okay. You see the final card drawn, the river, and it is the Queen of Spades. Well, folks, this is a interesting turn. And Noel pops a $5 bill on the table.
Ooh.
How are we feeling?
Griswold will fold. I concede to your skill and honesty.
I think Peter reaches down into his boot, pulls out a small little billfold, takes out a crisp, possibly slightly sweaty $5 bill, sets it down on the table.
Lot of money, no? And Gaspar will produce a knife with a gold inlay,
Oh.
a pocket watch with a splatter of blood on it, and pull a woman's wedding band off of one of his fingers and place them on the table. Would you value this as $5, or would you care to evaluate this higher, perhaps 7? So he's trying to raise, but he wants a fair value for what he's putting on the table.
Can I make a Chronicles check to tell the value of those?
Yeah, go ahead. Especially as one of the family members, you would be the one backing.
Yeah, so I got a 10.
All right, so with a 10, you know that this would be about $10 worth. Your minor boon is you can make the choice with a straight face to say how much it is worth.
Good question. I will say, I take a look at these items and I say, well, you have a discerning eye because that does seem to be exactly $7 to my judgment.
Gaspar will produce a very greedy smile. 7 it is then, my friend.
Then I will.
Would you care to call?
I will call. I will put down $2 more of my own.
You see Noel look at the cards on the table, peek at the edge of their cards. All right, well, $7 is $7, and pops down 2 more.
That's so much money for this presumptive time period.
Yeah.
Lyle taps his glass on the table. Barkeep, another mezcal. Looks down at the little hoard that Gaspar LePage has put on the table. Says, I think I recognize that ring. Call.
I didn't even think to ask.
And he puts $7 on the table.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
And the very obviously, there's blood on the $5 bill.
I don't know if that's legal tender.
Can you roll 2d6 for me, Freeman? Just flat.
Okay. 3.
You call over to Willard, and he comes over as you clink your glass on the table and is like, didn't nobody teach you any manners? And plops the drink down in front of you, so it spills a little bit on your lap and scoops up your $7 as payment.
Je m'excuse, Gaspar LePage would say.
I think Gaspar probably grabs his wrist before he can pull it back.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I go for the wrist, yeah.
To be clear, he is only taking Lyle's money, not the pot, just the $7 Lyle put down.
Oh, okay. What if the $7 is in the pot? That's Gaspar's money. His
But I mean, I definitely will. It's definitely my money initially that he's going for. So I mean, I'm going to go for the wrist. Maybe Gaspar does as well. Maybe we both go for it.
Use your eyes. That money is in the pot, and it belongs to me now.
You see Willard blink as he takes in the scene of what's actually happening. He's like, all right. You owe me, though. I'm going to go and put it on the bar tab.
Yeah, you put it on my slate, Willard.
Griswold, what are you doing for the final round?
Griswold is just going to be studying each of their faces to see how they react to the way that it turns out. Just seeing who is a sucker and who is competent.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intuition check for me.
6.
Noel says, all right, this is it. Everybody's in, we flip. And we'll flip their 2 cards.
I have a 10 and King of Hearts, which would give me a straight.
I have the 10 and King of Diamonds. I straight,
Oh.
he says as he also reveals.
And I flip over a
Well,
10
shoot.
and King of Clubs. I have no idea what that means.
You also have a straight.
You see Noel smirk as he reveals the 10 and King of Spades
Hang on a second.
for a royal flush.
I stand up with a start and I say, listen here, friend. I'm not here to play games. I'm here to gamble. Something went wrong here, and I think it was your doing.
Gaspar flicks his wrist and his scalpel appears in his hand.
Accusing me of cheating? You think I'm some lowdown that can't just win at cards?
That does sound like poor sportsmanship there, Peter.
I'm not accusing you of not being able to win at cards. I'm accusing you of making all of us get the same cards. There's a difference. Do you know the odds of all 4 of us getting the same combination of cards?
The odds are your storyteller is bad at combinations and picked out easy ones.
Sorry, I'm not trying to say that this person is cheating. My character thinks that they are cheating.
And my character definitely cheated.
Oh.
You did, didn't you? And that actually got us to the 3 straights. So you're
Okay.
So despite the mix-up and your assumption that it's wrong, it's so good.
Matt, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning twice than this happening in real life.
Griswold, you look around at everybody's faces as the cards are revealed, and before anyone even flips, Noel is already smirking, knowing that they have won.
Griswold respects game and says nothing.
In all of its forms.
Yep.
So I guess the question is, does it look like anybody else is also up in arms about potential cheating?
Gaspar there's a knife in his hand.
Okay.
He's very upset.
And Lyle, are you up in arms about cheating that you also did?
Lyle's kind of with Griswold now, a little bit more relaxed about it. Like, game's a game.
Then can I do an intuition check to see whether I think Gaspar is about to stab a person or not?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, you can do either an intuition or secrecy to read the situation.
Okay. I have a 0 in secrecy and a 2 in intuition, so I'm going to go with intuition.
There you go.
So that is a 10 on intuition. I'm trying to gauge, because here's the thing. I'll just put this right on the table, no pun intended. If nobody else is freaking out about this, then Peter is just going to take the loss. But if it looks like Gaspar is about to stab someone over this, then, maybe I'll stick to it a little bit more.
If I may, and maybe Cam can end this, but if you're rolling intuition, you're getting a read on the whole situation. You might guess that both Griswold and Lyle are not just chill about it because they respect the game and the cheat, but also if they really want to get what they want, what they lost back, they'll do it in their own way.
Okay.
They give that kind of vibe. We're like mafioso, like relaxed.
Yeah, it's the new guy came into your gambling den and cheated, and you're not willing to accuse them of cheating, but you will beat the shit out of them in the alley afterwards and rob them.
Okay.
That is the exact energy you're getting off Griswold. He is about to just oh, good game, good game.
Okay.
Do you want to step outside and have a smoke? And then absolutely fucking
peek behind the curtain. Me and Cam are both gangsters on the other side of this. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Peter, you pick up reading the room.
Yeah.
The obvious threat of violence between Griswold and Lyle, but also Lyle's little smirk indicating that He also cheated.
Okay.
Before you glance at Noel and see the same smirk, you are positive that they cheated at this game of cards.
Okay. And,
So, Gaspar, how are you handling the violence in your system right now?
There's like a micro tremor that you can probably make out with that 10. That his hand is twitching just a little bit with the scalpel in it.
Oh boy.
And he's ready to stab somebody, but you also know that he hasn't yet.
okay.
Like,
And I'm sorry, is Gaspar, do I know Gaspar?
you would know Gaspar around. He probably appeared in town like 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
He says that he used to be a doctor, or he was a doctor in another life, or something like that. He's got like these milky white like patches on his skin that almost looks like he had been splashed with paint, and that's kind of unnerving. So he tries to keep to himself for the most part.
Okay.
He wears like a really nice suit, but it's clearly been patched a lot. Like it's probably the only thing he owns, but at one point it was a $5 suit kind of thing.
Sure. Then I think what happens is Peter takes a moment and like looks around the room and sees that like everyone in the room is now watching me accuse someone of cheating. Meanwhile, the other people at the table are, for the most part, not reacting in the same way, and he realizes that this might look worse on him than the loss of $7, which granted is a lot of money, but he.
Yeah, you don't want to be the only accuser.
Right. Peter kind of, he wipes off his upper lip and he takes a breath. He looks over at Noel and says, "Friend, I wish to apologize. I think the drink is getting to my head. I think I may have spoken too soon. Luck is luck, and seems like you are a lucky person. So I apologize for the accusation." And Peter's going to gesture for the bartender to bring some more drinks, and Peter says, "Allow me to treat you to an extra drink on me." And then he holds out a hand to shake Noel's hand and try and clear the air a little bit.
Noel says, yeah, I know, I understand. Luck is luck, and, a day of drinking can do horrible things to a person. As Noel shakes your hand, you hear this ever so faint laughter in the background of your mind.
Oh.
So creepy.
It's creepy.
While that's going on, Griswold would like to peek into the other world.
Okay. Are you
And
being secretive about it? Yeah?
Yeah, infiltration or secrecy, whichever you prefer.
Either one.
All right. That is going to be an 11.
An 11. So, Griswold, there's one important thing you know about the glitch. You exist in the world you are in, and as you look at the other side, you see stone floors and a bunch of barrels and boxes, and none of your compatriots, nor Noel, stand with you.
Griswold shivers, taking the briefest glances around before popping back to the other side. Anybody that's really, really paying attention can see that they're shaken. Griswold is used to when he peeks through, there's usually something similar on the other side, and seeing nothing has thrown them for a bit of a loop.
So the important note here is that Noel is not on the other side, or an equivalent. Yeah, that is weird.
As the drinks arrive, Noel starts looking out towards a building to the east. Something half finished, walls still being erected. So, I might only be new here, but what's going on over there? You got a lot of nice material, a lot of fancy metal, some interesting. And you hear Willard yell from the bar, "Ain't no talk about that blasted rail nonsense. Nobody's taking down the lizard. Nobody!" And he huffs as he runs over to the table. "You working for Boneyard? Because if so, it's time to be hitting the trail, friend."
Pardon them. It was just an honest question. They're new here in town. They don't understand the lizard the way you and I do. So just please, just Give us a moment. Let us talk amongst friends, all right?
Mm. And Willard kind of skulks away, and you can hear him mumbling under his breath a variety of colorful insults.
Griswold writes a couple of them down in their minds and rolls a Chronicles to understand more about the lizard that they just lied about.
Yeah, what's the lizard?
That's another 10.
Whew. We're getting good rolls.
Seriously.
The lizard is one of the oldest buildings in town. You know that when most mining towns are set up, everything's set up on canvas. Some people keep dirt floors. The lizard was the first building erected with a wooden floor. It is kept here for a purpose. And as one of the oldest buildings in town, the idea of dismantling it is very uncomfortable to many of the townsfolk. And you can ask me 2 questions about the lizard.
What are the floor dimensions? No, I'm just kidding.
I can answer that question for you,
I know.
you son of a bitch.
Matt knows me too well. What was it originally built for?
It was originally built as a saloon. Like, this building was specifically put together for people's enjoyment.
Okay. And why was it not completed?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're asking questions about the building across the way.
The lizard, yeah.
We're in the Rock Lizard Lounge.
The Rock Lizard Lounge is the saloon that you are in.
Okay. I was talking about the building that wasn't completed that
Okay.
the bartender got huffy about.
You've heard about rail travel and how wonderful it is and how much it's going to change the world, and these titans of industry that go town to town making way for new railways to be installed. What is being built is a new station and train tracks that are directly pointed at the Rock Lizard Lounge. There is no way for it to be completed while the lounge stands.
Griswold will just politely explain to our guest, well, there's a lot going on in this town, and long story short, they'd have to tear down this establishment, the oldest building in town, to go ahead and build that railroad over there. And so the people in town are might touchy about it.
Seems so. Best, I thought maybe I'd look at a room here, but that's the owner. I don't know that this is exactly where I want to be.
Don't you worry about William Dunn. He's a mite hot-headed, but not really a bad fellow once you get to know him. Just, be polite, be professional, and try not to rob the place. And Griswold will give a little upward nod.
And you hear Willard yell from the bar, "I'm not angry, I'm just right."
Sure you are, bud. Sure you are. You have to understand, Willard's a Luddite, which means he's right.
He's right. The rail will just bring in more marshals and law enforcement. We do not need that here. We can take care of ourselves.
Yeah, well, think about all the people that would come through, ripe for the picking.
Lyle, I do believe you're getting a little too greedy over there, and I'm going to need you to settle back down into that chair and mind your cups.
I'm just saying, we could really use a brothel around here.
Oh, well, exactly what you do at a brothel.
Well, you see, when a man and a woman love each other very much. What do you mean?
I'd order more mezcal, of course.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, Lyle. That's exactly what I thought, Lyle.
Speaking of getting a little too greedy, though, Lyle, you heard that Rufus Blaylock, one of the old homesteaders here, sold out his house. Quite a sum of money. And it sure would be a shame to see $400 go to somebody that's just not going to use it, take it out of town.
Mm-hmm.
As a reference, laborers earn 10 cents an hour, so $4 a week, for selling, 2 years' pay for selling his land and home to the person that It sure would be a shame if he just got to walk away with $400 and take it out of town somewhere.
And where is Rufus still in town? Like, still in his own land, or?
Rufus is currently renting a room at the Rock Lizard because he does not have a house anymore.
Gotcha. But he's got lots of cash flow to rent the room.
That's right.
We're all still sitting at this table?
Yeah, you're all still hanging out at the table. Noel keeps peppering in questions, getting more and more pointed about the building to the east, where you're getting the steel needed for the rails in the ground, and who all is helping, and what's blocking up progress.
Friend, I think we've been over this. You're asking a mite too many questions. I'm gonna need you to, shut the fuck up, as it were.
Don't you understand, friend, that it's outsiders bringing this in? It ain't the homesteaders, right?
And asking a few too many questions may find you waking up with a scarlet smile, if you catch my drift.
And they nod, and it's like, well, perhaps then he picks up their hat from the table. Perhaps it's time I find a nice safe place to rest for the evening, or I continue on my way.
Like a tumbleweed you go.
Probably for the best, Noel. Remember, it's better to have a yellow belly than that scarlet smile.
And you see their face grimace just a tiny bit in anger at the idea of being cowardly.
I love we've all turned into these incredibly confident characters. Like, we're just so up our own asses right now.
It kind of comes with the territory. The Western territory.
Especially gangster, grifter. Yeah, just... And as they stand up, Griswold's just gonna go, bok, bok, boy.
Holy shit.
And Noel tips their hat and heads out the door, stopping briefly at the bar before leaving.
Barkeep mezcal. Sorry.
If there's either anybody in the bar or like that I can see through the windows or whatever that is either like the sheriff or someone that works with the sheriff, I just want to pop over there and just, clue them in and have them keep an eye on this newcomer walking around with a pocket full of cash and possibly looking to either start something or be involved in something.
Griswold notices Peter's narc behavior and distances themselves quickly, making their way across to the new railroad station before attempting to peek across to their sides.
As far as I'm concerned, this person just stole several days' wages from several of us.
Yeah, it ends up being like $26 with the initial buy-in and the raised ante.
And Lyle just picks up his bag and stands up and just kind of holds it in one hand and then looks at Griswold and just pats the bag and he's like, just remember, all we gotta do is keep that money in town. Doesn't matter where the people holding it go.
Oh, believe me, Lyle, I understand the velocity of money, and the exchange helps create commerce within the community. And Griswold will tip his hat before stepping out into the blistering sun and making his way across to the railroad.
Griswold, as you go to leave the bar, Willard calls out, Hey, your friend here said you wanted this? And hands you a sack of grain before going to bring drinks to Lyle, Peter, and Gaspar.
Griswold looks inside the bag of grain and puts his hand in there and letting some of the grain drop back into the bag with a looking up and to the right, tilting their head before stepping out and going across to the railroad.
As you head towards the railroad, Peter, you do spy Rufus wandering around as he comes out of his room to claim another bottle from behind the bar.
Just helps himself kind of thing.
So he's just grabbing something he's just stealing something, or?
No, you would wager, especially knowing the town and knowing Willard. Willard's just keeping track or has taken X amount of dollars to be prepared. And Willard will set down your drinks and be like, so one leaves, the other goes. Your friend is over there looking at that building. You're supposed to be respecting customers that care for this town. And I know Gristmill might be a shithole, but it's our shithole. And you make sure your friend's not shitting in it.
I'll go have a talk with him. You just keep on doing your job.
Yep.
I'll get up and go follow Griswold to see exactly what they're getting up to.
Griswold will see Peter following them and wait for them to catch up before stepping behind one of the walls, shielding the both of them from eyesight from the bar. Just trying to look inconspicuous, but we'll look over at Peter. Look, you and I both know there's something different about us. Well, we can see to the other side, as it were. And, during the card game, I peeked over and I didn't see any of us on the other side, which I think kind of indicates that the person in there that we were gambling with is one of us.
Special.
So I wanted to take a quick peek over here and see what this building has become on the other side. See if there's anything that we can correlate. If not,
mind if you have some company?
I reckon it'd be mighty fine if you came along.
Okay, then yeah, I'll go in with Griswold and make sure we're out of sight. And do you want to just look, or do you want to go?
If I think that I can go to the other side without being noticed, I think that I do just go all the way over and see what's changed on the other side. Sure. I assume that even if I have been here a while, like, things probably change on the other side from time to time. So yeah, I want to do a quick reconnaissance.
Okay, and yeah, I will join in case there is something untoward on the other side.
Okay. For absolutely no reason at all, please point out on the map exactly where you are going over, just for funsies.
Probably over on the eastern side. There's looks like there's specifically some unfinished construction.
Yep.
Probably over there, I think, is where we would want to go in.
Okay. As Griswold and Peter head to the other side, what are Lyle and Gaspar up to?
Lyle's eyeing which room Rufus went into to make sure he's got an understanding of where he's staying with that $400 minus the liquor bill.
The liquor bill?
the room and board.
Yeah, so he is staying at the farthest southwest room in the building. It is the largest room available in the lounge.
The executive suite, of course.
Yeah, pretty much. And by that, I mean it's got a double bed and not a single bed.
Ooh, luxury.
Could squeeze another person in there.
If only there was a brothel.
Gaspar's still sitting at the poker table, probably just fidgeting with a deck of cards, shuffling it in and out, keeping one eye on the shelf of bottles that Rufus has been pulling down from behind the bar. And here's where it's going to get a little weird for you, Matt. I'd like to do a preparation roll and a medicine roll to have previously drugged one of the bottles, so that just filled it full of a non-lethal dose of barbiturates.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and just make a preparation roll.
9.
Yeah, so you've spent enough time here, and over the couple days since Rufus sold, you've kept an eye on which bottles he's most likely to pick out. Things that are on the top shelf, slightly out of Willard's reach, but the fancy stuff, and have successfully drugged one of the bottles. And note that is the one Rufus picked up.
Hell yeah. So he's just waiting at this point. You know, his skill as a doctor, I imagine, would give him a pretty good idea of how long that dose of barbiturates would take to put him to sleep, or to put Mr. Blaylock to sleep.
Okay. So we'll say you got about 10-15 minutes before you're positive he'll be out cold. He'll be loopy in about 5.
He'll just order another creme de menthe and wait 15 minutes.
Griswold and Peter shift over to the horror world and find yourselves in a stonework room.
Oh.
Throughout this area, you can see a set of double doors to your left. There's a small hallway leading ahead with an open door to the right, and a long table with 3 chairs. as you're looking about, you start to smell something and start to shift to an overwhelming smell of garlic and almonds.
Interesting.
Ooh, shit.
Creepy noises.
Can I make a Chronicles check? My character is my one of my two classes is or archetypes is occultist. So my character has some knowledge, some training in various occult rituals. Can I make a Chronicles check to see if I can tell what rituals those scents would be used in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I as well?
Oh, garlic makes me suspect vampire in a weird way, and almonds makes me suspect. Isn't there like a drug or something, arsenic or
cyanide? I think is arsenic. Yeah, sorry, arsenic is almonds. So that is a 9 for me.
Okay. Fun fact, enough arsenic smells like garlic, and enough cyanide smells like almonds.
Hey, we got there.
no way?
And you are positive that is what is in this space. You also note that those heavy metals were commonly used in embalming practice to be found in these volumes.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Jeez.
That's the smell of a mummy.
Yep.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, Matt. This is why you can't give Matt a soundboard. Fucking Christ. I'm weirdly on edge. Yeah, Griswold will look over at Peter. I'm gonna go check the door to the north. When I get close, you go ahead and check the one to the west here. And then Griswold hears their voice and stops.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I did. I'm going to put my ear to the double doors and just see if I can hear anything coming from the other side.
From the other side, you can hear someone bustling about and shuffling through a bunch of papers and what sounds like some cutting and then something being dropped in a heavy bucket before...
God damn it.
Okay.
So Griswold is going to open up their trench coat and pull out a Thompson.
My character doesn't really carry weapons. He doesn't usually need them.
We're gangsters. Absolutely,
yes.
I have a Tommy gun.
Is there anything in this room that I might be able to use as a club or something, like a candlestick or...
Yeah, so as you're looking around the room, other than the questionable artwork that you could probably hit someone with, the bedroom is very opulently decorated with a 4-poster bed and 2 bookshelves overflowing with books. Most notable is as you turn around to leave the bedroom, you look directly into a standing mirror and can see just a shimmer of the railway building superimposed over your reflection.
Oh, cool. Interesting. And I guess let me just ask, is that a thing that mirrors normally do when shifting between worlds?
No.
Okay.
Goody.
This is new occurrence for you.
Okay. I'm gonna just touch the mirror surface and see if anything happens.
Fuck. The timing is so good.
Yeah. Jesus.
You touch the mirror and feel that scream resonate through your brain. But you also hear, "Pleasant greetings, friend. It's been a while, and we're glad to see you here."
I look around. Do I see the source of this voice?
Gabe's face. Holy shit.
Do not see anyone around you other than Griswold.
Okay.
All right. Here, real quick, Peter. Since you came over unarmed, let's get the fuck out of here.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, I give you a thumbs up or a A-OK symbol or something. And yes, I will attempt to get out of this dimension.
Okay. As you shift, and you can shift successfully, you start to hear, "Oh, goodbye,"
Fuck.
and it cuts off
God damn it.
as you shift worlds.
Okay.
A friendly reminder, as the horror world becomes more prominent, this game does include a content warning for psychological horror.
I need it. Oh, shit.
For full disclosure, we all did sign up for this.
Yes.
There was a consent sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Session zeros are important. Consent is key. You want to make sure everybody is comfortable at the table.
And having fun.
I'm just going to look at Griswold as we pop back into the Western world and just say, what the hell was that?
And Peter watches as the trench coat turns into a great coat and the Thompson turns into an infield. And, well, I reckon I'm not much of a doctor, so maybe we should go find the science people, see if they can help us out with this.
As you finish speaking, you hear, "Oh, fuck! All right. Cool. You can't be on the work site. Can't you see we're doing construction here?"
Griswold pulls out a Colt, points at him, "Mind your business," and then walks off.
And that's why they call it the Peacemaker.
I just shrug and look at the person and I just say, sorry, official business, and then walk off.
Peter.
Yeah.
Each of the workers that you see there are all dressed alike, with matched sturdy cloth coveralls and plain shirts. The thing that stands out most to you is a small spiral disc with a stylized B that joins the shoulder straps of the coveralls.
There was no equivalence on the horror side for these workers.
That's actually a good question.
That's funny, y'all didn't see nothing over there, huh?
Yeah. I just want to can I make a Chronicles check to see if I can identify what that symbol is?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is a 9.
Okay. You can't quite recall exactly what the symbol is or what it stands for. You are positive, though, that you saw a letter with a similar mark and maybe even a bag that Rufus was carrying.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, it very well could just be whatever the company is that's building the thing.
Yeah.
Assuming that it is not connected to this mausoleum or whatever, which it surely is. But anyway, I'll make a mental note of that.
Okay.
Then, yeah, I follow Griswold to catch back up with the others.
Lyle and Gaspar. In the time your friends are gone, Gaspar, you're sitting and listening very carefully, tuning out the piano as the shitty bard attempts to get it in working order. And the piano's never worked right. It's never going to tune properly. And as you're sitting and waiting, you hear the heavy thump you were expecting. Coming from the back corner of the lounge, you're almost positive that Rufus is out cold.
Now, I am not privy to what you have done, am I, Gaspar? Because we're not, like, cohorts yet, I don't think. So I think Lyle has just been has gone over to the bar and placed his medical bag onto the bar with a very obvious clinking of large glass jars or bottles inside, and has just been sipping on mezcals this whole time.
After the thump, Gaspar will put the cards away, throw a couple of 75 cents, 50 cents to the bar, whatever.
Yeah.
He'll settle up on his way out, make his way around the side and up to the window, because this appears to all be on the ground floor.
Yep, everything's on the ground floor, and there is a window directly into the room.
So he will attempt to finesse his way into the room.
Okay. Easily done enough. Like, you've spent enough time here. You know to bring a little bit of oil to make sure the hinges don't squeak, and can sneak your way into the room, thankfully with a bed almost directly beneath the window, and can see Rufus laying on the floor, his bag of cash spilled out around him, and the bottle slowly leaking out. Money slowly getting wet.
He'll just gather up everything he possibly can, all the money back into the bag, damp or not, and he'll even pick up the bottle and cork it and throw that in the bag as well, in case he needed to curry favor with somebody on a very, very temporary basis.
Okay. Well, Gaspar has found himself in the possession of $380 and a bottle of spiked liquor.
He'll try and wiggle his way back out the window and take the rest of the adventure off, I think.
Can we assume that because Lyle was keeping an eye on like the direction that Rufus went in and was sitting in Miss Gallus, also heard the thud?
I love the idea that as Gaspar's climbing back out the window, Lyle's just arms crossed at the window, tapping his foot.
Yeah, that's it, right? Like, quickly noted that Gaspar left and just followed suit. But, like, arms not folded, just, like, straight-armed, bag in hand, standing there, like, stone still, eyebrow cocked.
Gaspar's crawling out of this first floor window, legs first, like a fool.
Just hears the click of a pistol being cocked.
Yeah, absolutely. Gaspar has to walk past you to leave the building. Or you giving Gaspar a tail?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, right as you settle yourself down, Gaspar, you reach back up and pull the bag over the windowsill. You just hear the of Lyle standing behind you.
Can I roll a finesse to try and get a scalpel back into his hand, pointed between Lyle's legs, like very subtly, so he never even realized it?
How does the party feel about PvP?
I don't care.
Fine with me.
Lyle is standing there and has the bag in one hand, but releases, it's got two handles, releases one, and the mouth of it falls open. And he just reaches one hand in slowly. You gonna share some of that, friend? Are you part of Grismill? Oh, ain't you?
The problem is, with this money, we will not be part of Grismill for much longer. So I could perhaps cut you in for 20% of the take, but cannot stay. Rufus knows he has been robbed blind.
How long is Rufus gonna be incapacitated?
12 hours.
You'd wager, I would say you might actually wager like a day, and you know nobody's going to bother him in his room.
Long enough for us to get away.
Isn't it a bit easier to not have to run? You give me 40 so that I can split 20 and 20 between myself and my partner, and I'll make sure we don't have to run at all.
Yeah, he eagerly gives you $40. Calls it a day.
Peter's just getting fucking cut out of this deal.
No. Percent, my friend.
Just hears the racking of a lever action. It's a good deal.
40%. It'll be about $150 after what I collected. This seems reasonable. 75 to each of you. No?
I ain't too good at the old maths, but
The math is close enough for me to not argue about it.
holy shit! I was bartering for you, and I didn't even know you was there. Damn, I forget how sneaky you are. Oh, you know I don't like it when you don't wear your spurs.
The clinking and clanking. You'll learn to deal with it, I reckon.
For simplicity's sake, I'm actually going to say Peter is not there. Peter looked north of the building or something while Grizzled went south.
We have a bigger problem, though. Unless we all plan to just up and leave, which I'm not opposed to, but we are Grismelt, and we are obliged to this town in certain manners. Maybe not Gasper here, but you and I, we have unfinished business we need to attend to, and I reckon that there's trouble afoot. When I peeked on the other side, as it were, earlier, I noticed you also were not there, Gasper. So I know you're like us. And maybe you're willing to just run away from it, but I reckon we could use the help.
I am most certainly willing to just run away from it, but if you keep everything you have learned to yourself, I will help you in your task.
I reckon that's a fair deal. We handle this, and then we go our separate ways. I'll go find the boy, Peter.
Wait a minute. I'm the boy?
You're the least crusty, the least hardened criminal out of us.
Yeah.
You're not robbing, stealing, stabbing, or killing anybody yet. You're the boy.
All right, fair enough. When you do find Peter, you see that he does have a knife attached to his belt now. So he's got some kind of a weapon.
Finally decided to start carrying Peter, huh?
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
What Lyle will do after this transaction happens is to follow through on his promise, and will climb in back through that window and eventually come straight back out. And this is involving the unique feature that I chose. Just as we started this, I was deciding what it was going to be because I had some ideas before and I forgot them and I looked them up again. And I was so I had a new idea, and it might be more apt than I thought. I'm not sure what the horror side is, but Matt, with your permission, basically, the bag is kind of magical in the sense that I can shove a whole body into it, and then when I do, it automatically just like the body disappears, but there is always another jar with an organ from the body preserved inside of it. And my unique ability would be to pull out a jar and in some capacity use the jar, like smash it on the ground or something, and whatever organ is in the jar will affect something that's hostile to me or that I'm targeting. Like something really gnarly like that. And sorry, if I may, in the bag is also a bone saw that was what I was reaching in for earlier.
Okay. You've always known that your bag led somewhere. As Grizz is describing this other side to you, you get a chill as you finally feel the connection to what exactly that other side is, and shrug it off. It's another day's work. As you shove Rufus into the bag, and just as the jar appears, containing one of his lungs, you hear him scream, but can make your way back out the window.
Oh, no! And there is an extra sense of thrill that shoots through Lyle at that bonus scream to his latest victim.
So, the four of you have the freedom of town, a good chunk of change to spend, if you so choose. In the town, you know that there's a stable, the rail yard building that you started to explore, the water tower, as well as a few houses and Rufus's old house that they have already begun deconstruction on. You can also, at any time that you so choose, go back to the horror world.
Do Peter and Grizz fill us in on what they saw on the other side?
I would like to, yes. It appears that unfinished building seems to be some kind of a temple or crematorium or some kind of place of death on the other side. Something is not quite right with that construction.
I concur.
And what do you suggest we do?
Well, if there were four of us, we could go in and find whoever's there and maybe ask them some questions.
Safety in numbers, as it were. Pats his medical bag. Clink, clink, clink.
May have been a bit unsafe to go with just the two of us.
I'm game.
Okay. Do we slip through here, or should we go over to Rufus's old house?
I think if we go to the unfinished section, we can actually sneak inside the building itself.
Do we know what we are looking for, or are we just poking around?
Was the water tower on the other side? Did you notice?
I did not look outside. I was a bit preoccupied.
Just might be good to get ourselves a vantage point, if possible. To select our marks.
Do we have or do we need a distraction while the others hop over?
Right now where you are outside the lounge, there wouldn't be anybody to see you if you were to swap over.
Okay, then, yeah, if it looks like there's nobody watching us right now, then that's what I recommend. I recommend we just transition immediately.
Yep, works for me.
Works for me.
Fine by me.
Showing up to the south of what was the lizard on the other side, you see rotted wood and brick that lines the walls of this building. Small archways that you can see constructed out of shattered stone make up the patio where the deck used to be. Griswold, you know that is where you peered through to see that collection of barrels. All sorts of goodness.
Okay.
You can also break into this house.
Yeah, I think that's I do think that is kind of what it's leaning towards, but I do have secrecy and infiltration, so I'm wondering if either of those would let me do this a little bit more quietly.
Yeah, secrecy will let you, pick the lock and let you in. There is a door right down here by you.
Okay. I think that's what I'm gonna go for. Go a little bit quiet. I know my typical cam response is kick in door, but I'm trying to break out of my stereotypes here.
Okay.
And so that's a 9 for picking that lock.
Okay. As you gather everybody around and pick the lock for a very intense moment,
Intense.
the lock releases and the door opens. Darkened rooms await you. The flicker of candles struggling against the umbral ink that lingers in this building. You can hear music floating on a stagnant breeze just before it fades away from your memory. Perhaps you didn't hear anything at all. As the moments pass, you become more and more certain that it must have just been an errant thought, until the music starts again. Heavy stone doors shroud each room, a few showing signs of diminishing light from underneath. Abstract images fill paintings almost everywhere your eye can see, and where there are no paintings, instead you see mirrors. As your face passes by a mirror, a mocking face looks back at you, sneering and contorting as it glowers. You watch for just a moment as it mouths the words, "Behind you."
Griswold turns and sprays, irregardless of who, but he's behind. No, not really.
Well, I'm pretty sure your party's back there, so...
Yeah. They know to get out of the way. No, Griswold, hairs on the back of his neck, just tightens his neck, clenching, will push through as if clearing a trench.
Okay. So, the room that you're in, there is a stone door directly ahead of you, a stone door to the back right of the room, behind a set of stairs, or there is the stairs leading up.
Grizz will motion the rest of the party in, and then move to the door to the north to listen to it once everybody's inside, to keep an eye on the other means of egress.
Okay.
I think I'll keep as a lookout unless somebody else really wants to. I take out the knife that I have, and anyone who looks at it sees that it's not just like a hunting knife. It appears to be like a ceremonial dagger of some kind. It's like the blade is like wavy, and there's like symbols etched into it.
Gaspar will keep tight to the pack with a scalpel in each hand.
And at this point, Lyle reaches into the bag and pulls out his bone saw. Bag in one hand, saw in the other.
So listening at the door, if I don't hear anything, I will push it open.
So listening at that door, you hear a faint wind, but no sound coming from the other side.
Bracing themselves, Griswold will push open the door, trying their best to keep their body out of line of sight as long as possible.
You open the door, and just on the other side, you see several crates and barrels, heaped with gold, many more stocked with a variety of building supplies, as well as some rations that you're very sure have long since spoiled.
Wow, we're gonna need Joel bag. And then we'll push the rest of the way into the room to see if there are any other doors. If not, we'll just cover Lyle while he takes the gold.
You are currently on the outside patio. There is one more door leading into the other half of the building.
Okay.
But you are in open air at the moment.
Gotcha.
I can put anything I want in this bag. I can't guarantee what comes back out.
And Grizz will just sigh. Gasper, you mind grabbing that then?
I'm not sure how much you can carry, but there are like 2 kegs full of gold. Like it's chunks of gold that you could take out in sections. But
Like ingots?
No, like mined gold.
Oh, like nuggets.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just start filling his pockets.
Griswold will just keep clearing doors, pushing through the rest of the building until running into opposition or something that terrifies him too much to get to you.
Welcome.
Pushing through the rooms. The next section, you hear nothing, but can see light shining from the door to the back left face, most northern door. And there are another set of stairs leading up back towards the back room that would take you up and over the patio area.
All right, finding nothing else of... I mean, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on, but right now we're...
I'm very interested in all of this, but like my character is, I don't have the time to stop and inspect everything. But I'm making a note to come back later once we've figured out what the heck is going on.
There's a lot of stuff here, and there are so many bookshelves and paintings and mirrors in this space.
Yeah, because like Griswold isn't a super educated person, and so for him it's more of a, clear this area and then let the science nerds do their thing.
Sure. Yeah, we walk into the room, and I got something in each hand, and is LePage there with us? LePage just turns over and says, "Hey, LePage, why don't you pick up one of them books, see if it's in a language you can read?"
He sighs because he's still probably filling his frock pockets with gold nuggets.
LePage, the many-pocketed Frenchman.
And then just waddles over to one of the bookshelves and starts flipping through.
Okay. So there are bookshelves in a variety of languages. Some English, some French, some German, Russian. All of them have notations in the edging of the book, like you would see in a high school textbook. But rather than helpful notes or things mocking a teacher, these all appear to be the ravenings of a madman.
I mean, I'm super fascinated. I'll grab like a book or two. I can't, I don't have like a backpack or anything, but I'll grab a book or two to carry with me.
So grabbing a couple to carry to carry with you, the downstairs of this building has been cleared.
Okay.
I wish we were doing video, because me and Gabe, every time...
Looking around frantically.
Faces.
Yeah. And then, we'll just, Griswold will go find the stairs, and knowing that's the most dangerous area to try to clear in any sort of house, we'll just be like, fuck.
We're right behind you, as we stand 20 feet back.
Floorboards creaking under the massive bulk of Gaspar at this point.
Griswold, heading upstairs, you follow the stone steps that lead to an ornate table with 8 chairs. One of those chairs is occupied by an elderly woman, her face held into a smile with clothespins. In front of her, you can see a scrap of paper held to a bag of gold with a nail. It reads, "I will be more agreeable."
What the fuck? Alright, God, room's clear. Come on up. There's something you should all see.
Yeah. I go up into the room.
Gaspar will test the gold with his teeth.
It's definitely gold.
Do I recognize this woman?
You've been in town for quite a while. Your family's been here. You recognize Edith Brewer. And as you're looking her over and the setting that she is in, you note that burnt into the bag, almost as if branded, is a stylized bee.
Okay, is she dead? Can we tell she's dead, or we're not sure?
She's dead.
Okay. Can I roll medicine to see if I can see how she has died, or finding suspicious, extra suspicious, unobviously suspicious about this whole situation?
Go ahead and make a medicine check for me.
Okay. 13. 2 6s.
Okay. So, that is a major boon. As you look her over, You can see burst blood vessels in her eye and bits of blood leaking out of her ear. And despite the fact that she is dead, she is relatively well preserved, with the exception of, as you press against her shoulder, where the support should be from her rib cage and bones to hold it in place, her shoulder sinks in, and you hear the clink of glass as a jar drops into your bag containing a heart.
Interesting.
Oh, jeez.
I have two questions. Do I know, was she alive in the regular world?
Yes, so last you saw Edith was, we'll say, about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. And she was alive and well.
So it's not like, she died 6 months ago or something.
Nope.
Okay. And then the other question was, did you say what was in you said there was a bag with a thing nailed to it. Did you say what was in the bag?
It's a bag of gold.
Oh, it is a bag. Okay.
How you doing, Freeman? You look stressed.
I'm good. I am stressed. You've turned my own thing against me, and I love it. By touching her, the clink happened to my bag. The body is still there, right?
Her body is still there. As you put your hand on her left shoulder, it collapsed in, and that's when you heard the jar get added to your bag.
Okay. So, part of her body, collapsed in. Okay. It's creepy as shit, and I love it. And there is Lyle dons a look of, confusion, a little bit nervous, definitely a little bit scared, but also delighted at the sound of the clink. Oh, God. Less delighted by that. But he quickly turns away from his inspection. No longer curious, but, partly satisfied.
Okay.
He acquired what he needed. If not what he set out for, it's what he needed. Because he's creepy as shit.
I think if I could, I'm going to take that note. This is the note with the stylized B on it. I don't care about the bag of gold. Someone else can take that if they want. I'll take that note. The one that said, I'll be more agreeable.
Okay.
Just in case. I don't know. Just in case.
Gaspar, yeah.
Is it the word B, or is it just a letter?
So it is like a spiral, like if somebody pressed ink on a conch shell and put it on paper, with a stylized, Old English B.
Okay, the letter B then. Okay.
The symbol is pressed on the note and burnt into the book.
Oh, it's on both. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm just taking the note.
Gaspar will take the coins.
I say, Gaspar gets just a little bit heavier.
Yep.
The floorboards creak a little bit more.
Manor successfully explored. You can see there is a water tower in the town while you're standing outside.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As well as from your vantage point to the north, there are a collection of 4 houses. You can see a small sign out front. Behind the building that Griswold and Peter broke into, small cemetery, as well as a small standalone building where Rufus's house would be, and a large gatehouse at the eastern edge of town.
Okay. I didn't realize that was a cemetery.
Okay. I do want to go hit the cemetery and then Rufus's house because I feel like those are kind of connected. Rufus's house.
Yeah.
They're
hit the cemetery along the way.
Sure. Yeah, if you compare it to the western side, there's a big house, on the eastern side, but that's several houses in the western side of the western map.
Yep.
And the graveyard, the cemetery is not there at all.
The cemetery is the railroad.
Yeah.
It's the railroad. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. I mean, it makes sense to go to Rufus's house, but yeah, let's stop at the cemetery along the way.
Okay. Behind the building that Griswold and Peter broke into, you see a small plot of land, rich soil filling the fence line that marks out the cemetery. Small bits of plant life grows around many of the graves, mostly flowers, except for one grave completely covered in weeds. Freshly turned soil and a recently set stone mark another grave with an open casket laying at the bottom.
Griswold will inch forward, taking note of the name on the tombstone associated with the one covered in weeds.
The name on the tombstone covered in weeds is Noel Lang.
Oh, you don't say.
Whatever dates were there have long since been scrubbed out.
Like scratched off of a stone, like tombstone?
Oh, okay, so it's not just worn down, it's like removed.
Like carved out of it.
I reckon that's why I didn't see him earlier, or them, earlier, when I peeked through the other side.
Do you mean to say that they might have died on one side and not on the other? Or can we expect this Noel to be alive down there in that casket?
Griswold will kind of shrug and spit.
One easy way to find out, no?
And Gaspar will shrug out of his gilded jacket and hop into the open grave.
So good. This will be this leaden thud as the coat falls to the ground.
Is there any sort of a shovel nearby, like visible?
There are shovels right next to this open grave.
Okay. And I'll hand down a shovel to Gaspar.
So just clarifying, Gaspar, you are going into the open grave, or you are digging up Noel's grave?
He'll be digging up Noel's grave.
Okay. I'll go look at the open grave then.
Taking a bit of time to dig out Noel's grave, you hear the thunk of wood, and as it sinks in under the shovel, you see the bottom of a casket, completely empty. Peter.
Yeah.
Looking over the open grave with casket waiting at the bottom, you look over the stone and can see Lyle Lovelace carved in.
I got goose pimples all over me arms. God damn it.
Jeez.
I'm gonna look over at Lyle and see if Lyle is like watching me or anything.
Lyle's like between both instances, like, oh, which body do I get to inspect next? Which body do I, just waiting for, maybe noticing that the one that's being dug up is empty, and then turns towards Peter, possibly catching his shocked look.
How well do I know Lyle?
That's a fair question.
As well as you know Griswold, because we're kind of partners in crime, as I said before. So I don't know how long we've been in town, but along the way we've claimed we're.
Long time.
I think we've agreed that we are citizens of Gristmill.
Right. Can I?
Probably know him to be a liability.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
Griswold constantly have to get Lyle out of trouble.
I would like to make an intuition check.
Okay.
And see if I can tell, like, because I'm trying to figure out for myself, is Lyle actually like a ghost or something? Maybe even Lyle doesn't realize it.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead and make an intuition check for me.
That is an 8.
You look over Lyle and look at the grave and try to make sense of it. And for a moment, your vision kind of blurs, like you're blinking to see the real shape of something. Before you see the name headstone change to Peter Behrens.
Oh. Oh.
That's creepy.
Well, I know I'm not dead.
Do you?
Or at least I'm reasonably certain that I'm not dead.
You just questioned whether or not I know I'm dead, so you might not know you're dead.
True.
We're all Bruce Willis.
I'm just saying.
Hey, Lyle, if you got a moment, come here.
What do you got, Barons?
Tell me what you see down in this here hole.
I have a gander. What do I see?
You see an empty casket, but you can hear the beating heart in your bag. And as you look down into the grave, feel an odd sensation, something that you might just need to
Remember.
God damn it. Yeah, and so, oh man. Lyle again releases one of the handles, lets the mouth open on the bag, slides the bone saw in, and pulls out the jar with the heart.
Okay.
And is it like thumping?
The heart is beating, and you hear footsteps walking towards the cemetery. As you hear, "Pleasant greetings, friends. I have not seen you around town before. An unofficial welcoming committee. Good to see new blood in this dying town." And you can see a tall man in a dark green, constantly oil-slicked coat with blonde hair going in all manner of directions, smiling as his smile pushes his eyes just slightly too close together and his ears just slightly too high, and he wrings his hands, and you see a woman's wedding ring on his ring finger.
Oh,
That's a strange detail.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh.
Vincent D'Onofrio. God
Vincent
damn.
D'Onofrio. Sugar.
For listeners at home, if you have ever seen Courage the Cowardly Dog, Perry is based on Freaky Fred, the barber,
Okay.
in his stylistic design and facial choices.
We're not sticking around too long there, partner.
Oh,
Pleasure
It's-
meeting you.
it's no trouble. It's certainly no trouble at all. Why not spend some time? Have a nice meal.
No thanks. I reckon we ought to get going. Yeah,
Not hungry, thanks.
I'm mighty full from lunch.
And Lyle smashes the heart on the ground in the jar as hard as possible, hoping that the shards will lacerate it.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. I would like everyone to roll initiative. As you smash the heart, begin to hear the sounds of a number of screams. As the whispers fill the air around the breaking jar, and as the heart is cut and begins to bleed, you see it pulse in the different quadrants, rolling closer to this figure's feet.
Oh, you're saying the left and right atrium and the left and right ventricle are pulsing?
Yes.
Oh. Is the aorta still attached to this heart?
No.
Oh. That was too far now.
If I'm first, what I want to do, even though it's not really my forte, but I want to try to better understand what the effect smashing that jar and exposing the heart and cutting it had on the situation, if anything.
Okay. All right.
And it, more to the point of whether or not pulling out another organ from my bag will be beneficial in some crazy occultic way.
On that note, everyone rolled between 6 and 9,
Oh, right.
and you find yourselves pulled to the Western world,
Oh no.
standing amongst the rails as the figure joins you.
Oh.
Okay.
Same figure.
Same figure, same creepy smile,
Okay. Heart on the ground.
heart on the ground, crawling to touch his foot.
Okay.
And you can hear Willard yell out from the bar, "What are you doing with Boneyard?"
We heard that before, didn't we?
You did.
Yeah, they're the owner of the railway.
Yeah.
Oh.
Boneyard is the person that
The
has
bee.
been arriving and selling people out.
Fucking B, the B symbol.
So Cam, them tattoos we talked about that glow when capitalism appears, they're glowing.
Yay.
Oh my god. I forgot about that. Oh my god. That's your unique feature there, Griswold?
Yep.
Oh, what power do these tattoos have, I wonder? Yeah, so can I... Okay. transition done, I think, I hope. Can I roll intuition?
Yeah.
And this is one of my exertions to roll this, is that right?
To make a quick check to see what the heart's going to do.
5.
5 is a success.
Okay.
You were real sure when you smashed this vial that lacerating the heart would deal damage to this man's heart.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing it crawl over is something new, something you haven't seen before from any of your ability. And you are stuck in a moment unsure of what's going to happen when the heart touches his foot, but it doesn't feel good.
Is it far enough away from me that I have to move to it, or is it within arm's length if I pull my bone saw out again and just start slashing it?
Yeah, you could have your saw out and slash at the heart without any issue.
Okay. And switching to the other side is an exertion as well, right?
Yep, to go back to the horror realm.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why, other than that it affects my combat bonus. It might be stupid otherwise, but I'm going to blip back over to the other side and then attack this thing.
Okay. You blip back over to the horror side for the briefest of moments and see no one there as you stand in your own empty grave.
Damn it. Whoops.
And find yourself back in the Western world. I'm not going to take 2 exertions from you to do that.
Oh, so I just blip back and forth.
Yeah, you make it halfway there, realize no one is there, and step back through before closing the gate.
Okay, kind of like a look-see through.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll just attack the one in front of me on the western side.
Okay. You see the saw sink in.
Yeah, and I just I slam it down like a knife and just pull back really hard for the teeth to just rend the thing apart as best I can.
As you pull the saw back, you hear Peter's voice speak back to you from this creature's mouth.
Join.
Oh my god. What have you done? How have you done this? This is insane.
Peter, it is your turn. Okay. I want to try to, if I can, make a Chronicles check to see if I can tell, with all my occult knowledge, what is this being standing before me? And hopefully, do I know some sort of way to get rid of it? I imagine it's not good, whatever this thing is.
Okay. Go ahead and make a Chronicles check.
That is a 13.
Looking at this figure and seeing the heart lurching toward it, whatever it is, you may not be able to identify.
Okay.
But you know that on the other side, you know how your family came to be in money.
Mm-hmm.
You know that what's over there is far from human, no matter how hard it pretends to be. And even as you stare this creature down, you see it start to shudder just a little bit as it looks at you with what you would swear is fear.
Shaking.
Your voice echoes back to you as this figure shakes in fear and loses one of their exertions on their turn.
Okay. And now, so the heart is still crawling towards Boneyard, correct? Okay. Then what I want to do with my last 2 exertions, I want to, presumably I have to move to it. I don't think I was right next to it or anything.
I think Lyle is the only one that was right next to.
Okay. Then I'm going to move up to it, and then I'm going to take my ceremonial dagger. I'm going to cut my palm with it, and then with my blood on the blade, stab the heart.
Okay. You don't have to roll for this. The heart's not moving very fast.
Okay, cool.
As you stab into it, you hear Edith scream.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
And
sorry,
Griswold, it's your turn.
Griswold, with a flourish of their great cloak, pulls out the rifle, takes aim, and shoots this scum.
Okay. So aiming is one of your exertions.
Yep.
So you can fire twice, and you do not need to aim again until Boneyard actually moves from the space that he is in.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
So do I roll 2d6 to fire, or does it...
2d6 to fire each time.
Okay. And it's +1, so that's a 7
Okay.
and a 12.
All right. So the first shot, you hear a bit of dust come out with the bullet and shake the gun just a little bit as you aim a little higher. What you expected to be a small puff of smoke turns into a big puff of smoke and dust. Yep.
Yeah.
And firing the second shot, you take this figure through the arm, dealing 2 damage, dead, and removing another exertion as is taken aback by what's happening.
Yeah.
And looks at you and yells in pain with your voice.
Ah.
Oh, God. I don't like that.
This is messed up.
Yeah,
I still have no idea what's going on, and I love it.
I thought about saying something quippy, but I'm too creeped out. Yeah, I'm done.
All right, Gaspar.
Gaspar, first action will be to unleash, I think.
Okay.
So those white markings, the white striations across his skin begin to glow in almost an iridescent black as these swirling galaxies appear where the white skin used to be. And he sees between the fabric of reality to how this creature is put together and throws his scalpel at exactly its weak point.
All right. So, as your scalpel reaches out and feel the tethers that tie this creature to the world, the vital points seem off. The heart and the head don't matter. The hands and the feet, you know, shooting off a finger is going to do more damage than shooting it in a heart, where a normal person would. Take aim, blasting off the finger, and can hear the clink of a wedding ring back in your pocket amongst the gold. The one that you bet, as the creature looks at you with your own voice, seeking redemption.
Redemption.
Well, the next one, he'd like to pop back into the horror world, pick up his coat, and pop back into the Western world.
Okay.
He's got his gold.
I was wondering about that.
So, with a quick shift, you hear the howls of wolves just as you pick up your coat and see them padding towards you before you pop it on, slide back over to the Western world, weighted with gold. Which brings us to Boneyard's turn. And they stare out at everyone, looking at all of you, looking at Willard over in the bar, and just opens his mouth. And what you hear come out is heinous static for the most part, except the bits and pieces where you hear someone you love crying out for help. Boneyard is not a fighter, but can definitely convince the townsfolk to fight for him. And you hear the collection of weapons as workers pick up pickaxes, and Willard grabs his gun, and a number of townsfolk come rushing towards you. And that brings us back to Lyle's turn.
Ugh. I think Freeman's stun locked.
I don't know what to do. Oh my god. Lyle is going to not quite in a panic, but in a rather rash move, is going to drop his bone saw and pick up his bag and just dump everything out of it. Just, I don't know how many jars of different organs and pieces of tissue start tumbling out of the bag. And they're just going to smash everywhere. And, shit, I don't know how to do this, because I want to use the bag again, but I can't on this side. I have to have this guy on the other side.
Tell me what you would like to happen.
What I really want to do is dump everything out and then run up to this guy and pull the bag down over his head and try and force him into it.
Okay.
if I can aid with that, since I'm right up near there as well, I would love to aid with that.
I want a combo.
I believe you have a resource point left, right?
Yeah, I have not spent any as far as I know.
And Griswold, you have one, right?
Yeah.
Lyle, to make this happen, what is Lyle willing to sacrifice?
I mean, for him, dumping all of the jars out is a massive sacrifice. I know you're probably asking for more, but that's like commitment to the task in my head right now.
Okay.
That is a huge throwaway because the heart doesn't seem to have done anything, and he's been collecting this shit forever in the most, inhumane, awful ways that's kind of built into the whole serial killer that I've created here. What do you think I'm going to have to sacrifice beyond that? Do you have like a couple of ideas or examples?
Do I have ideas? Absolutely I do. I need you to tell me if you're going through with it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's like, I think in his head, it's like I said, it's not panic. It's like this big rush of like, this is the ultimate one to catch.
You have that adrenaline calm.
This is the one. This is the one I've been searching for. This is everything up until now was a dalliance.
Okay.
It was playtime. This is the goal, is to capture whatever the fuck this thing is. And so he's all in.
Peter and Griswold, you see Lyle dump his bag, and it may not mean a ton to Peter, besides somebody dumping all of their worldly possessions. But Griswold, you know how much work went into this bag, how much time you have spent helping Lyle chase down very specific people to get what's in here.
Yeah.
How are the two of you going to assist?
Griswold, still taking aim, the scars on their face come to life and start draining down their body, down their arms, rippling through their clothes, down the barrel of the gun as it fires out and creates a kind of web that wraps around the man to try to restrain him in place to help, make this easier to shove him inside the bag.
You see this fluctuating web of energy blood down Griswold's body and fly out the barrel of a gun, wrapping around Boneyard's body and forcing him into a forward bow so that Lyle can run up with the bag.
Oh, yeah.
Peter, how are you assisting?
I already have my dagger out, and I'm already bleeding from one hand, but I basically start carving a symbol, starting going down my arm and then into my chest, and start just carving into my skin an arcane symbol. Basically what I'm doing is whatever entity my family has made a pact with that has granted us the prosperity that we have, I'm basically saying, I know that that's our deal, I need a little bit more. And knowing that sometime in the future it will come knocking for its end of that bargain. So I'm just summoning some otherworldly power to incapacitate Boneyard and just help force him into this thing and keep him locked away.
As Boneyard stays locked with this web of energy, the blood drips from the end of your ritual dagger. 1 drop, 2, 4, 10, and you feel your life committed to this cause. As the blood winds its way around and up the webbing, reinforcing like so many grappling hooks, pulling at the web and cinching it to the ground, forcing Boneyard lower. As Lyle runs in with the bag. Lyle, I need you to roll 2d6 for me, please.
Freeman, don't screw this up.
Freeman, we've done so much to help you. You can't mess this up, bud. We will be mad.
8.
Okay. Lyle, you rush in and feel this pulsing moment, and the bag connects and sinks over this creature's head, pulling it inside until you hear the breaking of a bone. And inside the bag, you can see just a skeletal thumb. And as Lyle turns back around to the rest of the party, you see him smile just a little too wide, just a little too much, as his ears wiggle just a little out of place. And you can all hear the words, "Pleasant greetings, friends."
No.
So thank you for joining us for this adventure.
Oh man,
Nicely done.
that was fantastic.
Nicely done.
Shit, that was good.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
that was amazing.
That was.
I'm glad everybody
that was
had
so
fun.
good, Matt.
There
Holy
are
shit.
Yeah.
There are huge swaths of this adventure that were not played on air today. So, if you are listening to this episode and you enjoy it, and you have a GM that's willing to be a creepy, you will be able to download it, as well as, if you have Tailspire, all of the maps that we used for visuals today are available in 3D for you to play in Tailspire for free.
Oh, wow.
They'll be released
cool.
on Tales Tavern under the Mimics and Misfits account.
awesome.
That's amazing.
That's really cool.
amazing. Oh my god. That is so cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Good job, man. That's fantastic.
Really good job, man.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you so much for that. That was awesome. I was enraptured and confused and and scared the whole
Unsettled.
time.
Do you want to tell our listeners once again where they can find Duality and they can play it themselves?
I'm Matt with Mimics and Misfits, and you can find the game that I have been working on, Duality, on our website at mimicsandmisfits.com/duality. You can, at the time of this recording, obtain the Cyberpunk Fantasy crossover for free. It is a playtest module with an option for feedback. When this episode drops, so when you're listening to this, when you hear me say these words right now, go out to the website and this game will be available for you to playtest. And then come back to the website and tell us what you think. Tell us how creepy it was. Tell us what you want us to add. I am going to add, because of Freeman, I'm adding a I give it all mechanic, where you give up something about your character to do something big in the final moment.
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
Cool. Do we want to go around the table and have everybody once again say who they are and if they have any plugs?
I'm Cam.
Let's start with Freeman.
Oh, okay.
Hi, my name's Freeman, and I'm with Cam, and we together are at Uncharted North. And when we plug Uncharted North, we defer to James, who knows all of the social things thanks to him doing the outros and Encounter This.
No notes.
James?
I'm James. I've been put on the spot. You can find us on all the socials at Uncharted No, on patreon.com/Uncharted North, YouTube at Uncharted North, and at Encounter This. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be links in the description below, so just go down there. You're not going to type a website in. It's 2024. What are you doing?
Yeah!
There you go. And I'm Gabe, host of Interparty Conflict. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, we will be much closer, if not already, releasing episodes for the actual play podcast that I'm making. We currently, like as of this recording, we've been on break for like 2 months, so we've had a bunch of setbacks, and hopefully, we'll be ready to go out pretty soon. So that's.
But I have listened to a good chunk of it,
Yep.
and it is pretty fun.
I agree. So thank you to Matt for coming on and doing this for us. That was fantastic. I keep saying it. That was fantastic. Good job.
Yeah, that was a blast. And congratulations. No small feat to get this out the door.
It really was. That was so fun.
Hell yeah.